All right, let me update some things here, see if we've got everything going well. We'll get started tonight. Well, it says I'm live there. Sometimes I think I'm just not patient enough. Here we go. Hello, friends. Happy Easter, guys. Thanks for joining me tonight. This is Tara with Tarabeth Stamps. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in mid-Missouri. And I'm going to kind of pull that away, see if that helps the lighting a little bit and gives you a little glare there. If you're on tonight, give me a shout out. If you're watching the replay, just let me know where you're watching from, whether it's a replay or whether it's live tonight. Tonight, we are going to do a debut card using Thoughtful Wishes. This is another one of the bundles that'll be available May the 1st. There is a way to grab it early, but you got to do some special stuff. Let me know if you're interested because this is a beautiful set. So here's the stamp set. Gorgeous sentiments with different fonts, all sorts of stuff on there. And then you have these beautiful dies. So I used this one and this one, and then I obviously used this one a little bit. So not a whole lot to it, but a super beautiful card, I feel like. And it's a debut card, and it's using some of this gorgeous Thoughtful Journey DSP. So this is that gorgeous DSP. Hey, Susan, thanks for joining. This is this gorgeous DSP that's going to be available May the 1st as well. Beautiful, beautiful. You don't have to do a whole lot. You can just add ribbon to this stuff. Cut it to your card size, add a sentiment. Hey, Mary, happy Easter to you as well. So gorgeous, gorgeous, and it uses some beautiful colors. So this is definitely a DSP set you want to pick up. Speaking of that, I just announced my product share information. It is going out today on my blog. You can check that out. I posted it about an hour ago. So you'll want to get in there and grab that stuff. So if you're not familiar with the product share, that's just something that gives you a small sampling of all of the designer series paper, the ribbons, the embellishments. For a fraction of the cost, I put it all together. I package it so that it's got the labels of everything that you use, or of all of the coordinating colors, as well as an order number. So when you find that paper that you love, it's easy to just order it because there's the order number right there. So here's today's card, and let's get started. So I'm going to set this kind of over to the side. And I've done a lot of stuff ahead of time, but I think that will speed things up a bit. So I've got a standard half a sheet of cardstock in Night of Navy. It is 5.5 by 8.5, and on that 8.5 side, I've got it scored at 4 1/4. I'm just going to burnish that down right there. I have 3 panels of Misty Moonlight that I have already dry embossed using the Distressed Tile 3D embossing folder. I do want to show you a couple of things on these. If you're new to embossing, one of the things you have to notice here is this is a pattern that's pretty straight. This isn't a variegated pattern. So you want to make sure that you line your paper up so that it's not cattywampus. So one of the nice things that Stampin' Up does is when you open that folder up, you'll see through here, hopefully you guys can see that, there's just a black line right there. And when you're putting your paper in, you just want to line it up on that line and then hold it in and then sandwich it and hold it shut. You're going to put it in through your cut and emboss, and with the seal to the front, that goes in first. And then you get that beautiful embossed paper that's not all crooked and gross looking. Sometimes crooked is good, but not with this particular pattern, I don't think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my Stampin' Seal out here. That one is not good. Let's see if we've got another one here. Here we go. Hopefully this will work. Now, normally if you're watching me on a video or a reel or something, you're going to notice that I normally just do 2 swipes of seal. Now, on an emboss, a dry embossed page, I'm going to add a lot of seal. And the reason that I do this is because this does break down the fibers on the paper, and it does kind of warp it a little bit, especially with those 3Ds. So I'm going to add a lot of seal in there, and I'm going to start from the inside and we're gonna work on our inside to out. So I'm gonna seal that down, making sure I've got that nice little edge. So these panels are 5 1/4 by 4. And I have those dry embossed with that distress tile. Just a little bit of seal, or quite a bit of seal, I should say. And then I'm going to line that up so that it's lined up and close to the same. And I'm just going to seal that in there. So this is our inside. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to repeat that one more time. Now, the cool thing about the distress tile is it's really beautiful whether you use the embossed or the debossed side. I think they're both stunning. All right. I'm going to add that in there. And there we go. So we're not going to do the front cover. We're going to do the inside first, which is not normal for me. So this is a piece of 2 inch by 9 inch Night of Navy, and I've scored it at 2 1/4, 4 1/2, and 6 3/4. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my W by folding it in half, and then I'm going to fold up and burnish. And then I'm going to fold the other direction. So you could say this is an accordion fold. You could say it looks like a W, which is really what it does. So there's your W. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this here, and I'm going to seal one side and then seal the other. Normally I use seal for this sort of thing, but I'm going to use a little liquid adhesive this time because I want to make sure that I get it placed just so. And this way I can pull this out, and then it's going to be even on both sides. So I'm going to make sure that's straight. And then we're going to do the same thing. And I'm just going to fold it and hold it shut. So the kiddos came home for Easter. Gavin hasn't left yet. He's leaving tomorrow morning. Suzanne left about an hour and a half ago. We had an amazing weekend. The weather here in mid-Missouri has been beautiful. I am talking beautiful weather. All right, there we go. So we've got our little W there. And I just couldn't just let it go. I just had to mess with it there. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that back there. All right. So we're going to put our sides there. I feel like I'm going to pull this up. That was the other reason I did it with liquid adhesive. I think I want this out a little bit further. The magic of watching it all mess up. Hey, Maureen, thanks for joining. From Queensland, Australia, welcome. Is this your first time? All right, so a little bit more liquid adhesive. Now I'm gonna kind of lean that out a little bit. I want a bigger W there. Here we go. Let's see if that'll close. There we go. I like this. I'm gonna be happier with this. Yes, Mary, we had a great visit with the kiddos. Had a great Easter lunch yesterday. Then we went to some friend's house this afternoon while they went to their girlfriends and boyfriends' parents' house. All right. So what I did here is I cut a sheet of the Thoughtful Journeys DSP in 5 1/4. Nope, hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 3/4 by 2 inch. And so you'll see that it'll create that pattern there when we put it all in line. Now, this is a 6 by 6 sheet of paper. Hey, Janice, thanks for joining in from Boston. So what I'm doing here is I'm just adding a boho blue matte to each one of them. So that the problem that you're going to run into is this is only a 6x6 pattern paper. So what I did was I trimmed an extra edge off another sheet. And so all these dimensions will be on my blog tomorrow. So don't forget to check that out along with that paper product share information. Okay, taking the seal, we're going to add it to the last bit. And you'll see how quickly this card comes together, but it's all the paper. The paper does all the work for you. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to try to set this out so that it all lines up together. So I feel like with the addition, we're going to go with this. So see, you can't even really tell that this didn't flow together automatically. So we're going to add it. Maureen, I did go to On Stage. I was at the Houston location. It was amazing. Lots of inspiration. It was a wonderful week. Great, great people. I loved meeting everyone. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave these lined up so that I don't mess that up. And I am going to add seal, and I'm going to add a lot because we're going, so the same thing goes for this, that I use a lot of seal when I'm using that embossing, because I'm going to carefully lay that there, because that embossing kind of sticks up so it doesn't hold that grip. You need that grip. And sometimes when it's not a smooth surface, the teeth don't work. So we're going to go ahead and actually we're going to work this direction. So I'm going to lay this flat here, and we're going to use our liquid adhesive again. So what I've done is I've lined this up so that it's going to sit on this W, but it's going to be completely even. So we're going to fold this. I'm going to make sure that stays straight, and then we're going to fold that flat and just hold it there for just a little bit. Okay, we're going to pop that open. So there's your first half. Now, this is the next one, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add just a little bit of adhesive here, and we're going to fold it down and line it right up so that it is the same size as this one. Okay, and then we're going to add seal on this one. So I use liquid adhesive in the middles and then seal on the sides, and make sure that you have the right direction going. All right, and then we're going to fold it shut. And so here we go. Nice little kind of lays like that. All right. Now we're going to do our card front because we got the hard part done. So I'm going to take a piece of basic white, and I thought I cut a piece. Maybe I didn't. That's too narrow. I know I cut it. There's just no telling where I put it. Since I started pulling all the retired product and all sorts of jazz, my room... Well, hey, Timothy Carpenter, what are you doing on here tonight? All right. Yeah, we can make that work. I've got Misty Moonlight. We're going to ink that up on some basic white. And so I'm not exactly sure what these flowers are called, but I think they're gorgeous. I'm going to take my chamois from my Glass Mat Studio set and clean that off and shut this. And then we're going to take some of that Petunia Pop, this new, hey Lori, thanks for joining. Take some of that gorgeous new in color, and I have a piece of basic white that I've cut with the Everyday Details dies. Give that a quick clean. So we're super lucky because this die set is a carryover set and I absolutely love it. That'll work. All right. I'm going to set that over to the side and I'm going to bring out my mini cut and emboss, and we're going to give a real quick cut here. So I've got this lined up here. We're going to use this die, line that up, and remember when you're using that mini cut and emboss, you just want to line it up, make sure it's nice and flat, and then enter your, hey Shirley, thanks for joining, enter your plate and snap it down and hold it tight. That way you don't have to use any tape or anything to keep it in line. All right, I'm gonna slide that in its little spot, and here we go. I'm gonna set these dies out of the way, and we don't have much left to go, guys. It's just about done. Okay, I'm gonna take, I think, some Stampin' Dimensionals, if I can find some. I've got my book on my desk today. Have you guys read The Fern by John Grisham? I'm about halfway done with it. I'm taking it everywhere I go. I can't put it down. Okay. There we go. Now I've got some boho blue, some Night of Navy, and Petunia Pop. And this Petunia Pop is so purpley. I absolutely love it. Love, love, love. Let's see here. I think I'm going to add that with a dimensional down at the bottom. And it'll be covered up with our sentiment die. Cut. So pull that right off there. We're going to lead that off a little bit to the side. And then I think we'll use liquid adhesive on these guys. Surely you've read it. It is a really, really good one. Okay. We'll give that there. And then I feel like I'm going to cut the bottom off of this one because I think we definitely don't want it all the same length. So I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to save this. I'm going to put this in my die container. So I like to keep my extra die cuts just in the back because you never know when you might be able to use it. Okay, we'll just stick that right on the die there, or that dimensional there. All right, there we go. I'm gonna do one dimensional down here and just a little bit of adhesive, liquid adhesive here, just to kind of catch up with that. So make sure I've got it nice and straight. Here we go. Now, last thing. Uh-oh. I've lost my ribbon, you guys. Oh, there it is. It's under the computer. Whew. Tracy, yes, I love John Grisham. So the reason I'm reading this one over again, I read it years ago. We're going to loop this silver trim from the gold and silver combo set into a bow. The reason I'm reading it now is I read it years ago, but I picked up the exchange, and apparently it's a sequence or a prequel. I don't know if it's the sequence or the prequel, which one. But I was like, ooh, I can't remember exactly what happened. And I could have always watched the movie, but I think the books tell so much more. So that's why I went back and read it. Okay, so I've got my little bow created here. And we're gonna, the cool thing about this sentiment is you can kind of put that bow on there and it's not gonna cover up any of that sentiment. So I'm gonna take some mini glue dots. And I'm going to grab a dot there. And I'm going to put it right here on the corner. And then I'm going to take my scissors and just trim that bow up. So yeah, and this time next week, hopefully I'll be done with the exchange. We'll see. All right, now we're gonna finish it off with some of the 2023, 2025 in color in dots. And I don't think these are carrying over. Does anyone else know if these are carrying over? Let's double check that. I think embellishments are on page 111. Embellishments are... These are not carrying over. I don't see them. 16 is new. Nope, nope, nope. So if you love these, grab them. Get them soon. Get them while they're hot. All right, I'm just gonna put one of the little ones there. And I'll be honest, my Take Your Pick tool doesn't love these. We're gonna do it like that. Just get the other end out there. Maybe loosen them up. I don't know. Right there. And then we'll finish off with a big one. We're just gonna use our thumb on that one. Ooh, I don't like where that one went. There we go. All right, so there's today's card. So right there, cute little W card, thinking of you. With this paper, you can even write your little notes right here. With it being so light color, you don't have to have white paper on there. Let's do an envelope here and we will be done. Well, first we'll do a little bit of liquid adhesive here on this envelope flat. So prices are going up May 1st, if you haven't heard. It's a big thing. Stock up on your card stock. I think I'm going to have a customer special this week. I've been thinking about it. If you've got any ideas, thinking what you would like, give me a shout out. But this week or next, I'm definitely going to do a customer special, maybe a stock up special. So, because Lord knows I'm going to be stocking up. I've got a list of paper that's going to be ordered this week because I need card stock. And I love to save money. All right. We're going to do one quick little stamp here on the corner and we're done. Thank you so much for joining me on your Sunday night. I appreciate it. We'll be back here next week. If you've got any ideas from the catalog, if you've seen bits and pieces and you want to see a card made from any of the new stuff, give me a shout out. Let me know what you like. I'd love to get some creating going here. Here's our card. Thinking of you, beautiful W card. You guys have an amazing week. And thanks for spending part of your Easter with me.